All right, let's delve to this topical issue for today, talking about President Muhammadu Buhari's directive that FEC members or rather, FEC members with political ambitions should submit their resignation letters on or before Monday, the 16th of May, 2022. And at least 7 ministers under his administration have now resigned. They are Chukwuemeka Nwajuba, Minister of State for Education, Rotimi Amechi, Minister for Transport, Godswill Akpabio, Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, and Ogbonaya Onu, Minister of Science and Technology. This the president did in trying to ensure that members of his cabinet abide by the tenets of the Constitution. According to the Section 84, subsection 12 of Nigeria's Electoral Act 2022, no political appointee at any level shall be a voting delegate or be voted for at the convention or congress of any political party for the purpose of the nomination of candidates for any election. And of course, that would be our focal point right now as we discuss with Zigibe, still right here with us. Thank you for staying with us, Zigibe.
Thank you.
Now, let's look at this issue analytically, especially when you talk about President Muhammadu Buhari now putting his foot down, saying that you have to resign if you're a political appointee and you want to contest in any other election, you have to resign. We've seen, a few ministers now resigning. But what are your thoughts on this development?
In Nigeria, everything is normal. In this country, everything, just everything, think about everything is normal. And we are beginning to have new normals now, sir. So everything that happens now is normal. Well, it is better late than never. That's what we're having now. President Buhari should have done that earlier, before now. Okay, and he's coming this time to do it. We congratulate them on obeying the directives of the Mr. President.
Do you see the ministers obeying? Of course, we've seen a few.
Certainly, they will come.
The rest of them, like
Ngige said he will consult his
constituency.
Constituency till Monday. Only God knows when the time.
The CBN governor is still.
That one has gone to court.
Yes, still
and tells you that look, it's not ready. It should. And you see, so many of these things are so annoying. You know why? That's why we lost our thoughts sometime when we want to delve into some of these issues, because they are such that you needn't. And look, an adult, a human adult, don't supposed to be told what is needful. I mean,
when it is clearly stated.
When
in
it's clearly, look, do you know sometimes on the side of moral, there are certain things you don't need to be told. But everything here, you wait to be told. CBN governor, his engagement form or his engagement form disallows him to be engaged in any political activities. But look at the way he went about it. Earlier, he denied nothing was that he has no idea about what the people are talking about going on this. But we saw cars with your posters and all that. He denied it. At a point, he went through the back door to the court. Then how did you get your form?
I said the farmers got it for him.
Which farmer? The same farmer that couldn't pay their loan?
Well, interest groups here and there.
The same farmers, Emefiele, told us that these people could not pay their loan.
From the Uncle's
The same
program.
thing Jonathan told us, the Amajaris. Are they now well engaged? Such that they could get 100 million naira.
Is that the Fulani
friends, Fulani groups. And yesterday they denied it. Okay? And we are saying, how engaged are these people? Are they fully engaged? Do they have money now to cough out 100 million naira? Amajaris, the last time I checked, they were indigent nuts. Those who could barely feed once a day.
Yeah, so I know it's
Okay,
better
now,
late than never.
okay,
the
now,
president coming up.
I'm leading up to something.
No, I don't want us to digress into that.
Okay.
The president coming up now with this directive saying that you must resign if you have any political ambition.
Some of these issues are interwoven, and you don't talk about one without talking the other, because it is one that leads you to the. Now, I understand where you are going. The president says these people should resign. We in government we have appointive offices, we have elective offices. All the elective offices should remain because they have a tenure. The offices are tenured. Do you understand? When you're elected, your office is tenured. Yes. But appointive, you can be asked to leave the place at any point if the person who engaged you, okay, who engaged you feel you are not performing. It can terminate your appointment at any point, at any time. And the rule of engagement is, at any point you want to take an elective office, and you are in appointive position, you must give up that one. Do I need to tell you?
Yes, but my question is, a lot of people have been saying that. Why didn't the president do this earlier?
That's what I said. But I said it's better late than never.
Yeah, do you think the president was scared of something, or was he just...
The president has just he has sauntered into it. He has sluggishly given the directives, and look at the way they are coming about it. Look at the way they are approaching it. Emefiele say he will not go in, that the court will ask him to stay. Okay. Ngige say he's not going, that his constituency has to decide. Is it your constituency that gave you form, you feel that, look, at any point, I'll leave this place? So that's why I say human adults in us in Nigeria is such a questionable type, and I don't know why.
We also have to look at the legal aspect of things. I mean, that those who have this case in court in terms of disputing the Section 84 subsection 12 of the Electoral Act. Now, if we know quite well that when cases are in court, there's always a stay on motion, order where you just have to maintain status quo till the court gives a pronouncement. Yes. Now, if the court is still yet to give a final, pronouncement on this controversial clause that is affecting the ministers and all, don't you think that they have the legal right to stay?
What is controversial about, I gave you an appointment, I'm your CEO, I gave you an appointment, you are on an appointive position, and I said, at this point, you are going for an elective position, I'm not disturbing you. Well, but please give up this first.
If it isn't controversial, you won't have the hula baloo that it's generating. I mean,
but you know why? It is because it's in Nigeria. If we had a working system, it's because
let's not address the question he asked about the legal position. The fact that when a case is in court, status quo has to be observed.
Okay, yeah, we are leaving Emefiele with his court now. What do I need to answer him?
How about the ministers
we don't even need to talk about Emefiele, because they said that when a case is in a particular court, court of competent jurisdiction, we needn't talk about it because it's a bridge. No, we are leaving Emefiele with his court.
No, aside that, the fact that
Malami took the case to court too, and is a minister.
The law says you cannot be, you cannot go into an elective position unless you leave your position. So it means that right now the status quo is what should be maintained.
For certain people, for those who had gone to court, not everyone. Emefiele, his own is established. He had gone to court. He's still pending in the court until the final determination of the court. Malami, his own is equally in the court until court determines it. So we uphold that because the system allows that. But what about those who are not gone to court? And maybe, see how the thing works. As it is now, some of these people, because the court is still holding on for them, they could go to court. But nobody quarrels with that because that is the system we operate here.
I was about going...
Since it works for Emefiele, Malami, and few others, other people might choose that path too. But we are saying, is it the right thing to do?
It hasn't even worked yet.
We are not talking about whether it is legal. We are talking about morally, because every issue has a moral side,
well, morality,
and the legal side.
Morality isn't universal. That's also
it's relative too. Yes, we know. But then, what should you have done? You have two jobs now. Okay, you want to retain your job. Obanikoro, you remember, during Jonathan gave up his appointment because he was coming to Lagos to vie for a position. When he loses at the primary, what happens? He went back to Jonathan. That was when he was given a minister for defense. Do you understand? To me, that is sane enough. But the situation where you want to stay put, hold two things in your hand. No, I wouldn't let this one go because if I should lose here, that is controlling your plan A, plan B, plan C. Okay. At the expense of the state and the nation. And we are saying this shouldn't work well morally. But you see, because we have an issue here, because our judiciary is not effective, we use judiciary as
a stronghold.
As a strong, no, it's not a strong. We use it as an arbiter to hold or to back our inefficiencies and ill things we do. Otherwise, there are certain things we don't need to talk about.
Okay, but looking at the judiciary now, I mean, again, I like talking about our socio-political reality. Well, yes, insane crimes in a sane system, this is how it should work. But let's look at what we have on ground now. Between now and May 16th, which is when the president gave us deadline for ministers to resign. Yeah, Monday. You can have 2, 3, 4, or the remaining 5 ministers affected also decide to go to court. In that instance, the federal government and the president's directive will be null and void because the courts will probably have to stay on and all of that.
It's just like when some political pundits will tell you that Buhari is the problem. And we are beginning to gradually accept that fact. Buhari initially, when he entered, President Buhari said that judiciary was his problem. I'm sure he knew that from day one. That these people were...
The president said the judiciary was his problem.
Yes, he said it. He said it. He said it. He said it openly. In fact, he repeated it a million times. So what that means is that he knew ab initio that these people are clogs in the wheel of his progress. Because if you eventually knew that everything situates around you, that everything you do is all about achievement and progress, there are certain areas you don't... Look, there are some things you can't do when Obasanjo was... If you were Obasanjo, you can't. It was here last 2 weeks I mentioned about Odi and EBM. Yes. You can't try it. There are some things you can't... So you look at the personality of the person and the pragmatic nature of that person. There are people you don't toy with. But the way it is now, okay, look at it. We are discussing about Buhari giving directives and some of them go to court. I mean...
Everyone has a shot at fair hearing.
Government.
Everyone has a shot at fair hearing.
It's autocracy, so they should.
So if they have grievances with the directive, they have every right to seek redress in court.
I appointed you.
I
asked you to work for me here, and I asked you to quit, and you take me to court, right?
If I have grievances,
you say it's justified enough.
If I have grievances,
the contract and the whatever
is not
with you.
That is the issue. The problem is what they do is look at Ezekome. Ezekome is the one handling Emefiele
case.
This is Ogbologbo leader, Ogbologbo lawyers.
There are some peculiarities with
No.
He's saying that he was is a civil servant.
Look, there are sensitive positions in the country that you don't toy with. CBN, and I'm sure the CBN has an act, okay, that spell out clearly that you needn't be engaged outside your core job. And we are talking about presidency of a country. Nobody holds you. You are an individual and you have the right to vie. So, but before you vie, give up your core job. And you say, no, the country is nonsense. Somebody employed you. You are an appointee of someone. So, we are talking about a lousy situation where someone could not really do what... See, we Nigerians are the CEO to Emefiele. We Nigerians are his oga. Simply put. But and we are saying, leave the place for us.
Did you also hear of the court ruling? Was it Umar here now, where there were several court ruling about a particular political appointee the court gave the Federal High Court in Umuahia gave a ruling, and then that ruling was vacated by another court
in
and
Abuja.
Then it looked very.
It's still this contentious. It's still this contentious clause. This contentious clause.
Why is it causing so much confusion?
Because the lawyers will bring in technicalities
they would always
to favor their people. So look, let me tell you how the lawyers work. I'm not a lawyer, and I don't like that profession, and I wouldn't do it. Let me tell you how it works.